Children with Asperger syndrome are born with this developmental disability. It affects the way they develop and understand the world.
Social interactions and communication with Asperger's syndrome can be as if the child has decreased or behavioral or childhood.
Sensory overload can be an overwhelming issue for these children. Noises can seem too loud, fabric can feel too rough, or something you may not detect may smell terribly bad to a child with AS. They have problems processing the information from 7 categories of sensory systems: hearing, taste, smell, movement, touch, balance, and sight. This can affect their attention and ability to learn in certain situations. Another effect of sensory overload may be a meltdown. These are different from tantrums. Tantrums are geared toward attention, while meltdowns are meant to cope with the world around them. They are to block out the overwhelming environment around them or to try and make sense of a situation. Some implications for teaching may be to break assignments and projects down into small sections that can be completed one at a time so that the child does not feel overwhelmed with work. Reduce bright lights or overly distracting posters or student work on the wall. Teachers should be aware normal auditory and visual inputs can overload an AS student. The ticking of a clock or a brightly designed bulletin board may be extremely distracting. In addition to auditory and visual overload, the AS student may have overreacted to other stimuli. Teachers should avoid strong perfumes. Also, a student with AS should not be touched unless you know that the student responds well to this contact. A crisis plan is also a good idea in case of an emotional outburst. This plan should be coordinated with other teachers, specialists, and administration, and may include providing a supervised, quiet place for the child to go if needed. Students with Asperger's thrive in routine. They may even be overly fixated on a particular schedule they have set for themselves. They like to know what to expect, but may have trouble with organizational skills. So what does this mean for teachers? An agenda or a day planner can be especially helpful. If a desk or locker is organized, the student will probably be very insistent everything remains in its place. Also maintain a safe environment. This means controlling other students who would be a distraction or a problem for a child with Asperger's. Create fewer distractions throughout the day. For example, you may try to create a schedule that eliminates unnecessary movement from one location to another. Prepare the student in advance for any changes in routine or other unexpected activities.
Sometimes I just can't control what I say. Sometimes I say things without thinking.
If somebody says something funny, usually everybody will laugh, but it's pretty hard for me to stop.
I can never find the right words for the right situations. It's hard.
Quite a few times I actually get tormented and teased on a daily basis.
Some social cues are like a foreign language to someone with Asperger's. These students may prefer to be on their own and tend to be egocentric. Students with AS often have difficulty with eye contact. Even with this being true, they are frequently visual learners. Due to their extreme focusing ability, students with AS may have savant-like characteristics. They may talk about these special interests all the time, not knowing when to stop. Students with AS are not being manipulative. Misbehavior is usually due to them trying to make sense of what is going on around them. Most people with AS take what is said literally. Some suggestions for teaching are: teachers should avoid idioms, jokes, sarcasm, and nicknames. In some cases, cooperative learning will improve social skills. If a student is not looking at you when you speak or is staring off into space, do not assume that they are not paying attention. Also, because students with AS can be socially awkward, this may make them the target of bullying. Teachers should pay special attention in both the classroom and in passing periods to ensure that this does not happen. There are positive aspects to Asperger syndrome. These children are usually very honest, have extremely good memories, can focus on a task tirelessly when interested in the subject, and they are very intelligent. As you view this final clip, see if you can find any of the social missteps Sheldon takes due to his developmental disability.
Sit next to me.
No, I said there.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Here we go.
In the winter, that seat is close enough to the radiator to remain warm, and yet not so close as to cause perspiration. In the summer, it's directly in the path of a cross breeze created by opening windows there and there. It faces the television at an angle that is neither direct, thus discouraging conversation, nor so far wide as to create a parallax distortion. I could go on, but I think I've made my point. There are a lot of advantages to buying in bulk. For example, I noticed that you purchase your tampons 1 month's supply at a time.
What?
Think about it. It's a product that doesn't spoil, and you're going to be needing them for at least the next 30 years.
You want me to buy 30 years worth of tampons?
Well, 30, 35. When did your mother go into menopause?
Oh.
Hey, Penny, how was work?
Great. I hope I'm a waitress at the Cheesecake Factory for my whole life.
Was that sarcasm?
No.
Was that sarcasm?
Yes.
Was that sarcasm?
Stop it!